Download free design files from ambitious.co.za/laserart. Just click on the link in the details below and enjoy.
In this video we're going to do another simple design. This one's called the Kickboxer phone stand holder, and all we need to do is just download it and we're going to get straight to it, import it in our program, we go from there. First of all, we're going to go find our file, going to import it into our program, and as we can see it's a very small size, so now we need to get to sizing it to how we want it. So I'm just going to make it to a certain size, then we're going to check how big it is and see if we're okay with that, and then move over to our settings. Now since we changed the size of the whole thing, we need to check what the base plate size is going to be to see if that's going to be big enough for us. X being 85 and our Y being 45, and we just got to keep in mind that our phone has to be smaller than the size of the stand we're going to be cutting today. So I feel like 85 and 45 aren't going to be big enough, especially for my phone, so I'm going to make it bigger. Keep in mind that you need to make it proportionately bigger, so I'll change the size to 80 instead of 65 wide. I feel like that will fit my phone better, and just keep in mind to keep the size proportional. And once I've seen the size that I need, I'm going to keep making the entire thing bigger until I get the size that I'm looking for on the base plate, which I wanted 80 wide, and there we have it, 80, just under 80, which will work perfectly fine. From there we need to make sure that we have all our layers selected, and our layers on the top right, as you can see there's two different colors, which is not what we need. We only need one color, so I'm going to select all of them to be black. So now it's all one layer. From there we're going to be doing cutting, so I just want to make sure that our speed is 20, which is perfectly fine for me. Our work accuracy stays 50 and my power stays 65. I'm using a 100-watt tube. Your settings may vary, you'll have to tinker with your settings. Once we've adjusted our settings and we make sure our process is 1, we're going to say OK, and from there we are ready to go. We can now select it again and either download it or start the job while it's connected to our cutter. Now that the artwork's done and it's all set up, we can now go over to the cutter and start our job. We're here at our laser, and now that we are here we can set up our media. We just need to do our head adjustment. Once we've done that, we're going to line up our head and then we can push start on our program. So let's get to it. Now that that's done, we can now align where we want to start cutting. So it's just going to be a generalized area. I would like to use this open space over here. So let's quickly go to our program, download it to our laser, and then we can push start. Okay, we're going to let that save. Now we can head on over to our control panel, select our design, and we can start. Make sure that everything is on 100. I just want to make sure that the area that I'm going to be cutting is actually going to be in the open space, and not that I'm going to cut off the sheet or anywhere that I've cut before. So I'm going to quickly test that area to make sure that's exactly where I want it. I'm happy with it. It's going to be. We can put our extractor fan on and we can start. Now that that's cut, we can now take it out our laser cutter and we can go and assemble it. So let's do it. The final stage is putting this thing together, and there's many ways that you can put this together, but today I'm going to be using wood glue, and that's basically it. After that, once it's dried, you can sand it down and varnish it, but because this is a test just to show you what you can do, we're not going to be doing anything, we're just putting this together. So let's do it. Just going to put down a little bit of glue onto the masking tape that I put here, simply because I don't want it to go on my table. I've also got myself a little piece of acrylic. The first stage, I'm going to be taking my base plate and lining up the second piece and gluing it there. So let's do that. You can give yourself a generous amount of glue, or you can use a little bit. Wood glue is very versatile. It'll stick pretty much with a little bit. You don't have to use too much. I'm also going to just leave some in this little gap here, because we're going to be taking this man here, I'm going to be shoving them through these two holes here. So now that I put a generous amount of glue, maybe I need a little bit more down here at the bottom. Just want to make sure it stays together. After all, wood glue does turn see-through once it's dry. Now that I've put that on top, I want to make sure before it dries that we slide in the boxer through both holes. If it dries skew, you can't put it through, so let's quickly just push him through both holes. There we go, and the first step there is done. We can see that that glue went through both sides. Glue went through that side, so I know there's some glue on the inside there, and I can see a bit of glue seeping out there. And we're going to leave that to dry as is. Next stage is to glue on our piece here, so that we can have a space where our phone sits nicely in there. There we go, all the pieces have been put together. We just need this to dry for at least 5 to 10 minutes, and then we can test out our product. So, see you just now. So there you go guys, another simple design done. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please leave us a like, subscribe, and give us a comment. Those mean a lot to us, and we'll see you in the next one.
At AM.CO.za, we have always taken pride in our products and customer service. Our Google rating represents our commitment to providing our clients with the best support possible. We have officially achieved a rating of 4.9 stars and an astounding 699 reviews for our Jet Park branch in Johannesburg at the end of 2020. Hlobosile Kumalo, a level 6 local guide who has 64 reviews all over the country, says, "The tech support team is on point. I had an issue with my machine. I called them and they said I must bring it in. The person who helped me checked everything and made sure everything was 100%. Kind staff members helped me load my machine in and out of my car." This was just one of the many appreciative reviews we have received. These tags mean a lot to us. Thank you so much for your support. Let's move our attention to our branch in Montague Gardens of Cape Town, where we have achieved a rating of 4.8 stars and an amazing 299 reviews. Level 7 reviewer Dash Somolu, who has 119 reviews on Google, says, "Great company, great products and very well priced items. The training we received from Messias Chunga was top-notch. He was very knowledgeable and knows his stuff." Another satisfied customer amongst many. We would like to thank you, our loyal customers. Thank you, South Africa. AM.CO.za. Achievement matters.